Hello again. So in this movie, I'm going to be showing you how to make an attractive layout, much like the one I have on screen here. So I'm just going to remove everything that I've got. So Command A to select all and backspace to delete everything. I'm then going to add a new colorway to my page. So I can either select the new button here or I can press Command K on my keyboard. This palette on the side here, which has been added because in my views, I have in the palette option, I've got show palette. That's been added by default. And in the colorways option, I have show colorway numbers. And this is why I have got the colorway number here. So firstly, I'm going to move the colorway palette to the bottom of my object. And then I'm going to change the orientation of these chips. So I'm going to use this icon here, palette. Now, if I have any icons that you wish to add to your toolbar, simply control click on the toolbar and select customize toolbar, and you can drag any of these icons up here so that they are easily accessible to you. So I'm going to click palette, and that's going to change the orientation of the palette, and I'm just going to stretch that out like so. I'm then going to zoom in, so Command and spacebar on the white page to zoom the page, and I'm going to drop the colorway number into the object like so. Command 0 to fit the page to your screen. I'm then going to duplicate this colorway, so Command J for duplicate, and I'm going to position that nice and neatly beside the previous colorway. I'm then going to duplicate again, and this time it puts it into the correct position because AVA has some intuitive duplicating methods. Then I can click Set Page, and that will wrap the page to my colorway objects like so. This document here is actually in a 2x2 repeat. So if I go to View and Set Repeat, you'll see that it's set up 2x2. And I can't actually see that repeat in this colorway at the moment. So what I need to do is I need to select Fit Frame to Content, and that will reveal the whole repeat on the layout page. I can then move my palette and pop that back under here. And I can do Set Page again, and that will wrap the page to the colorways. If I wish to show the colorway names within the palette, I can stretch this out a little bit bigger. I can go to the Views menu and select in the Palette tab, Show Colorway Name. This is really useful if you use Pantone colors. I then want to show some examples of other colorways that I've created for this design. And I want to show these off in an attractive manner. So I'm going to add a background for these colorways by drawing a rectangle. And I'm going to place that over my existing colorway like so. And then I can put a color into this object by perhaps selecting the colorway itself and dragging a color into there. Or if I want it to be white, I can simply take the substrate color from my layers palette. If you can't see that, simply click on the disclosure triangle here and drag that in. I can go one step further and add a shadow to this object. So open the inspector, and under this tab here, click shadow. Then to add a colorway, I can Command J to add a, oh sorry, I was on the wrong object there. Command K to add another colorway. And for this one, I don't really want to show the colorway number, so I'll activate that number and delete, and activate the palette. I'm going to remove that as well, so delete or backspace on your keyboard. Move the colorway into place, and I can change the scale, not the scale, sorry, I can change what I'm viewing by simply adjusting these nodes here. I can scroll the design within this frame by holding down the spacebar and scrolling, like so. Or I can change the scale by clicking on Scale and increasing that. So this is really good if you want to really zoom into some detail of your design. Then I'm going to duplicate that, so Command J, place this colorway object underneath the existing one, and then I'll Command J again, and that will pop the new colorway directly underneath. Then if I wish to choose which colorways these objects are displaying, I click on the colorway and I use the colorway chooser to select the relevant colorways. So these have come in order because that's how duplicate within the the layout page works. Every time you duplicate, it will reveal the next colorway. But if you have additional colorways and you wish to choose one of those, simply select it from the chooser with the object active. Then I'm just going to create a nice attractive color palette for this colorway here. So I'm going to use a different tool. So click and hold on the star, and you can select any of these objects. I'm going to select the star. I'm going to draw a star. And as I draw that and click on it, two little nodes will appear. So I can adjust this object in terms of size and how deep these spikes are, like so. With the inspector open, remember I opened that from here, I can also choose how many points I have on that object. So I'm going to make it look more like this. Shrink the size down, put that there like so, and again I want to add a shadow. So from the inspector, click shadow, and I want 9 of these. So I'm going to use the tile function, and I'm going to select one across, and I want a total of 9 objects. So because I've put one across, it will tile them down the way, and I want a spacing of 0.1. Click OK, and that will tile them down like so. Then from the, I want to add the colors from the actual colorway. So I'm momentarily going to add the palette to this object. So I need to select the object. So click on this select tool here, click on the object, go to the layout menu and select make palette. I'm going to move that on its own. Oops, just move that, drag that out like so, just pop this colorway back in place, and then I'm going to drag each color onto this object, but I'm going to hold down the control key as I do so, and you'll notice that the icon turns into a little arrow, and what that's doing is it's linking these objects, or at least the color of these objects, to this colorway. And that means that when and if I choose to change the colorway being shown, the colors of these chips will also update. Now that I've done that, I can delete the standard rectangular palette. To finish off this page, I just want to add our company logo. So I'm going to go into the Finder, take my logo, the PDF version here, drag it directly into the layout page, and then I'm just going to place that down there like so. And that is how to create a basic presentation.